Hello, everyone. Now it's been a bit. It definitely has been a bit since noting my last shoot. My last thing has been it's been a while, and I'm here to answer why I stopped. Now, there's going to be a very quick thing, to say the least, since I have a few things I need to go do involving these things. So first thing was, yeah, I was live streaming something at first, and I did live streams time to time. Yeah, I did that. I did that to show that I was still here. Now after I left that server, which I still go there time to time to have fun with the older people there, and then this happened. This server right here. We did a bunch of stuff with this. We had a bunch of people. We ended up getting our numbers up to 100 something. Had a bunch of fun with it. And then I was only the second highest rank when I got into this. Well, it all started with me being the third highest rank, and then second. And then the owner of the group steps down and let me have it since I was running it better than him, and he respected that. All he wanted was at least some type of credit, and I gave him that credit. So we did a bunch of operations, but after a bit, we couldn't hold on to doing the same stuff over and over. We were trying to get some developers to help us and all that, and then it didn't come through towards the end. Now we got some people together that were active, such as Nitro's Emerald Fang, which this is the new Fang, not the older one, if I did ever mention the name Fang in the past, and Minitix. We got all of them people together, and we went to do something new. Now that something new was something that I wasn't expecting to get far in, mainly because there was a lot of people with that sport view. Now it's not necessarily a big sport, but I got into a group. I don't have it anymore, but I got into a group and got involved with racing. Now that was very much fun, and I enjoyed it. Um, I was there mainly just to have fun in it, and I didn't view it as a competitive thing for a bit. Mainly just have fun and work with some teammates, and I was able to do that. I was one of the better ones there. I saw that I actually had potential, and other people even said that. So I pushed with that series, and I have my people that helped me in that series as well. And I got through it. I got through the whole series. I stayed there. Yeah, I had little moments where I was a little let down on certain parts, but that's part of every single thing that you do. That's entertaining. There's always a downside. But apart from that, I ended up once towards the finish of the last few races of the season, my team started realizing the owner was rigging it against us, and we would call him out at one point, and he didn't make a change at all. But the best part about that is, even with him doing that, I still won the series somehow. Even with my teammates, what two of my teammates were supposed to get second and third, but he made himself second, even though the teammate that was second or the teammate that was third always hit above that halfway mark. The reason why that was so important is because when you were official, you only got half race points of that day, and he didn't show up at all the races either, so he wasn't a quote unquote official. So if you finish half over that half point, you're gonna stay in front of the other guy. Apparently that wasn't such because quote unquote the owner had a lot more points than him. it was a 20-point difference, he said. And it was actually Johnny. Johnny was the guy's name that was in third. And he was ahead by 30 something points, actually. And instead, it was the other way around, in air quotes. After getting done with that rig series, I find potential in another place. So this place called Sky Studios. I find a series, and before it is what it is right now, which is Stock Car Mania, it was called Non-Vision Lag Racing. They were opening a series called Luminar Skylum Racing, which is this over here. Now, this was my start to being a better driver on Roblox and actually having something that wasn't somewhat sad, because when you race with vision lag, you're not being competitive as you can be. You're always having to dodge the people that are either too slow or don't know how to ride the right line. So we end up getting there. I go to the tryout thinking I was only going to get D2 like Johnny did, because I brought some of my teammates like Minitix, Johnny, and then we sent an invite to some of the people we saw bigger potential in, mainly the rookies. Some of their names were Shulk, Pidaz, Ultra, and one other that I cannot remember. Joel, that's his name. We get a bunch of them together, and we go to the tryouts. Now, at first, we all thought we weren't going to get Division 1 because we come from a league that had no experience with non-vision lag. So, my friends went into tryout before me, so they weren't able to do it at the same time as me. They get Division 2, and some got Division 3, which it's good to get in, but they would like to see if they could get in together on the same division. So I go to do it. I didn't have anybody to have more support from. I woke up late that day, so I wasn't very energetic either. So in my mind, I was like, I'm not even probably going to get D2 alone, probably. And that day, I had a fun race. I raced 2 people for the lead the whole time, and I started mid-pack. We were constantly exchanging positions without hitting each other, and we had collision at one point, but we said my bad, and we kept going. We didn't wreck. So we kept going, did it. We reached the end of the tryout with the least cautions during the whole tryouts that they had, which I think they had 3 or 4. So that's the beginning of that. I'm in LSR. Now, I was in LSR for sure. Everybody was sure of that. They go to announce all the ranks, and then they named Division 1 for my name, which I was not expecting at all, because I did not have that too much experience in working together with draft and all that, but I knew how NASCAR worked and all. Then I was able to own a team, which the team is running great now, and we're even in multiple series using the same name. Scorch Fury Racing has even touched iRacing. It's touched sprint cars, late models. It's becoming part of something new that I'm owning now, which is Phoenix Sky Racing. I'll get to that later. But we start to do all these new things for SFR. We get the whole gang together, season 1 results, we have a good finish. I finish. We had a big fight and all that. We got targeted once, but it was mainly because of one driver doing something that was a bit over the top, and none of us wanted to stand for it either. So then we get our races in. Some of these people weren't even able to put a finish down under their name. The 26 car raced once, and then we got a new driver for the 26, and they weren't able to do it much. But all these people within the first season, we all did good. We sweeped the first season, winning every single one. Now I wouldn't say sweet on the Division One. We won by a very little amount. I won. I beat it. I beat Jay by a very little amount, and yes, I wanted to race still, even though I won. I didn't have that satisfaction of knowing I won the championship because we never reached the championship due to issues within higher official ranks, and then it closes down for a bit, and not it's reopened now, but it closed down for a bit. SFR fully won all three divisions. Division two, I'm pretty sure the 23 car one. We didn't have anybody in it during the time, but the main people that were involved with it was Rona Pitas and one other person that I cannot remember, Cole. He was the official, but he was doing a PT job for him. And then in D3, we had Minitix win the the championship for that by a lot. Because Division 3, we had constant finishes in first. The only one we did not finish in first was the lead. Now, this truck is stated as unknown, but it's actually our first Hall of Fame driver. Now, we did all those nice things and all that. That was fun. But we move on from that, like try and find something else since we had all of us together. We didn't know what to do, so we go to a dirt league that had vision lag. Didn't last very long. I apparently won the championship as well. All I did was win two races, and then I won it just to prove it and not for bragging rights. I got both wins for Eldor and Knoxville, and Knoxville isn't stated here. Here we go. First and first. Minute six was there in second both times, so he had a good name as well. But one person that I really did help up was Joel. He always mentioned he would never have a shot at this type of stuff, and that's why he did the lower races in that one season that was rigged. And then I gave him another chance, and he's racing again. But onto what I'm doing now. Now I'm still racing for LSR. I'm still a Division One driver and a team owner. I'm still racing there. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. But now it's onto this. Me making this, making a team and all that, using two cars. Now these cars are gonna be the start for one of the few. There's very few dirt races in the platform that we're using. Very few that have non-vision lag, and we want to give people something else to do if they do not make it into LSR. So I talked to some people. I get it done. I had to use some of my own money to even do so, because not everything great comes for free. That's easily said, but there's a bunch of stuff. I talked to even the owner of LSR for a while to see if the idea would work. He was completely fine with it being a collab, and he was even so fine with it that like he wanted to combine it as a whole nother division, but I just run it as however I wanted it to, but trying to have some similarity in rules. So basically, you build up your reputation in this thing due to the fact that you weren't able to get into a car in LSR instead. So instead, you're over here in this series of mine trying to get your reputation up so you can get into LSR. Now, there's other places that you can do that at, like other leagues, like Ars Car down here and such. There's a bunch of them available to do so. But I got my chance to do stuff, and I did. Now, I am getting to that point in life where, yeah, I'm going to be busy with other stuff in person and not going to be able to have so much fun. I understand that, and that's why I'm trying to make this fun thing for people, so I don't have to worry about myself on the having to be on the track early at a certain point and all that, being able to learn it all. So now I'm over here making stuff for people, trying my best to do with what I can. I am still gonna come to races and all that, but just gonna hit that point where everything's gonna stop. And there's always that point for someone. You may get lucky, have something to actually start your life with, maybe, but at some point you are gonna have to get into that responsibility base, and that's what's happening with me. Time ticks away. It happens to all of us. But mainly, my objective for the future is to get this group running, do some races, have some fun myself, have fun hosting all this for these people, and give some people some things that they thought they couldn't do. Because this is definitely a start. Got some scripts, cars, models, meshes. You can do a lot. You just gotta learn from the right people. That's all I gotta say. I didn't have much of a chance to do stuff at first, but there's a lot of chances if you look in the right places. Even a chance in person, possibly. Have all this fun here, and then if you look towards lower things, hopefully nearby you, there's that chance that you thought was going to be an impossible dream, possible, but in a different way. So just stay motivated, and if you're wanting to even join this, hold on. If you're even wanting to enjoy this, okay, apparently the code's broken out. If you're even wanting to join this for yourself, it's right over here, so that part right there. One thing before I end this, just look for the right people to help you, but don't ask them for everything. You got to do some of your own work. So if you're able to do some work and someone to assist you or teach you those ways, take it while you can, because that little bit of knowledge can get you really far out there and possibly even give you some pay as well. Get the ball rolling for you. So with that,